Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Insider, a podcast from Tech Intellect, where we speak to some of the technical leaders in London right now, discussing how they're navigating through COVID-19 and how technology will help moving out of it. Today, I'm joined by Richard Allen from InfinityWorks.
Hey Ben, how you doing?
Very well, thank you. Would you like to start off, Rich, by just giving a quick overview of who you are and where you work and what you guys do?
Yeah, sure, great. So, hi, I'm Richard Allen. I'm a director here at InfinityWorks. I've been at InfinityWorks for about 5 years, doing a variety of different roles, but we can sort of chat about them if they're relevant later. Who are we? Well, we're a technology consultancy company with offices in London, Leeds, Edinburgh, and Manchester, and we kind of specialise in sort of 6 or 7 key areas, but predominantly data engineering and digital transformation, full stack engineering, moving customers into the cloud, and trying to really deliver value as early as possible.
And you guys, were you in the first 3 or 4 people to join the London team? Were you? Or?
Yeah, I think I was number 3 when I joined London about 5 years ago, and right now I think we're about 145, 146 staff members in London, and about 430 across the UK now. So it's been quite a crazy 5 years with quite a lot of change. Yeah, it's been fun.
I'm lucky to call InfinityWorks and Richard clients. Obviously, I've kind of been along the journey with you, and I think the last couple of years I've seen kind of exponential growth, and you must be one of the fastest growing technology businesses, certainly in London, if not the country. So really, really good stuff, and obviously as a result doing some really good work. What I want to do is talk a little bit about, I guess, the current situation where we're in right now, and how things are changing and how we're navigating through it. So I know that InfinityWorks, originally you guys were planning to kind of do some remote working, weren't you, before this kind of stuck in? So you were kind of fairly well prepared, but then I guess it hit fairly quickly?
Yeah, pretty much. I think, working in technology, being remote is quite common. I think most people work from home at least once a week. It's quite common, but I think, this really has kind of changed us quite a lot. We've got quite a variety of people who work for us, ranging from 19-year-olds up to sort of 50-year-olds. Some have families, some live in, box rooms in central London. So it's been quite a journey for us to sort of make sure that everyone not only sort of remains happy at work, but the mental health is taken care of, and that we're still productive and doing what we need to do, and also working closely with our customers. Some of our customers are really modern and used to working remotely and working from home, and some of our customers are more enterprise customers who don't quite have the same mindset of doing remote work. So it's been quite an interesting journey for us over the last couple of months.
Well, yeah, exactly. When you've got a number of clients with a number of different projects, look, it must be extremely challenging. So I'm going to guess you've been extremely busy over the last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, definitely. It's some of our customers have been the forefront of the COVID response, and we've had to adapt to support and help that.
Well, you guys, I follow you guys on Instagram, for example, and I've seen some of the kind of care packages that you've been doing with your staff, and I think it's a good message that you've been sending out. It actually gave me the idea to kind of do the same for my business. So I know that, and having obviously placed a few of the guys, I know that everyone said how supportive the business have been through the pandemic. So no, it's fantastic to see. How, I guess, what have you been doing differently then? Obviously, like you said, in technology, everyone can work remotely, but there isn't anything specific that you guys have actually had to do differently?
Do you know what, actually, yeah, I think there is. I think what I've certainly seen personally with some of our staff and with the lockdown is actually people working oddly longer hours rather than shorter hours. I think it's very easy and tendency to sort of sit there at your desk at home and not switch off as much. So we've had to put a lot of effort into making sure that people get more brain space and actually finish work on time and don't sit there spending 10 or 11 hours just typing away. Whereas I think when we were in the office, it was a lot easier to kind of leave the office and head home. Whereas now I think people are working slightly longer. So we've tried to put in a load of events at sort of times to stop that from happening. So we do like yoga every night at 5 o'clock. We've got we've got like a social pub at 6 o'clock, which I think this week it's called My Name's Dave, but last week it was the Lockdown Arms, and so it changes every week. We try and run events throughout the day, and also to make sure people are remaining fit and healthy. And then at lunchtime, we're running loads of like lunch and learn sessions and doing Q&A sessions. We've launched InfinityWorks TV internally, which has been a great success. So we're sort of trying to make it fun and trying to make sure everyone realizes that it is tough. It is a difficult time, particularly for those, I think, with young children who are struggling with that. And on the other flip side, particularly in the cities like London and Leeds and Manchester, where that people are stuck in single rooms in shared accommodation and don't have outdoor space. So yeah, and then you touch on the care packages. They've been fantastic. So every couple of weeks we send out like a list of things people can choose. The most recent one was you could order cheese or board games and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's been a journey. Oddly, I think the best thing that's come out of it is being the cross office collaboration. I think pre-lockdown, we did all these social activities, but they were quite localized, specific to London or Leeds or Manchester or Edinburgh. Whereas now we're doing these cross-site things, and it's great. The London Board Games Night we used to run on a Wednesday in London is now being done across the company remotely. Just seeing things like that is fantastic, and actually getting to know everyone across the company more, which is a real positive, I think.
Yeah, 100%. And I think touching on a couple of things you say there, I think the longer hours at home is particularly challenging with homeschooling. I'm finding from speaking to candidates and clients in general. I think that it's that people's days and times have just been kind of altered, haven't they? But I think it's everything that Infinity Works done there sounds extremely positive. And I think that there's a lot of positives to come out of the situation with companies working this way. What are you, in terms of moving forward, how is this going to change? I mean, obviously, it sounds fantastic, the collaborations there. Is this something that you guys think you can continue with kind of post-lockdown? Is there anything else that you think, this has taught you that you guys might change?
I think we've learned quite a lot. I think as we come out of COVID and go in, well, I mean, I don't think we're going to go back to fully normal for a long time, but I think, I think it is going to change. I think for us, ultimately we're a consultancy company, and it kind of the bulk of our work really is down sort of driven working in collaboration with our customers. And I think a lot of it's going to be seeing what they do, and we're in constant conversations with them to try and understand what it's going to look like. I think we're certainly out of this going to come out a lot closer as a company across the regions, which is fantastic, and I think that will continue. I think we'll keep up things like yoga, and we'll keep up some of the things we've been doing, and so yeah, I think I appreciate I doesn't really answer your question, but I think I don't know where we're going to go after this necessarily. I think it's going to change slightly. We're certainly going to be more open to remote working, and I think our customers will be as well. But I think, I don't think anyone can predict what's going to happen next month or in 6 months' time. I think the market's changed quite a lot, and straight after this, we're going to be going into Brexit and a potential recession. So there's a lot more.
I think technology is obviously going to play its part in kind of like a post-COVID world, isn't it? And I think that the kind of projects that you guys are involved in are going to be very relevant. One thing I kind of know that you guys have been heavily involved in recently, and from me helping you out as well, is more the kind of the data transformation projects. I know that's something that you guys have had some recent success in, and something that I think you're kind of moving forward pretty hot on, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, data's just exploded for us over the last, particularly 18 months, sort of 2 years, 18 months. I think, I think DevOps came first to a point in quotations, and then you kind of have the NoSec movements, then you had InfoSec movement coming in more modern, and then you had people moving to the cloud for a lot of stuff. And I think, data is kind of just the next one of many more things to come. But I think there's so much data out there, and I think with all of these applications that exist out there, and then more and more sort of digitization of things creates more data. But the key thing really is, as I said, we focused is, great, you can store that data and do something with it, but really you need to try and drive value out of that data. And that's what we've tried to really focus on, is working with our customers to really get tangible, valuable outcomes based on that data. But in a modern way, and trying to apply more sort of, in quotes, agile software engineering mindset towards data, rather than kind of your more old school, let's migrate some data over here, or let's do something here. And it's been exciting. We've had some fantastic successes, particularly over the last couple of months. And actually, for us within COVID, we work very closely with, like I mentioned earlier, a couple of customers that were on the front line of the response to COVID. And we've done some amazing things in some supply chain areas using data. We've done some amazing things in the healthcare sector, directly linked to the COVID response, actually, which has been fantastic to see. And I think it's such a powerful tool, but it's such a wide industry. There's so many things to look at. I think a lot of people can quite easily go down the wrong route, or a lot of customers are like, I want to do AI, or I want to do machine learning, but they don't really understand what they're trying to achieve or what they're actually going to get out of it. So that's the kind of journey we try and take our customers on.
Yeah, I think there's a stat that I saw I think it was 70% of businesses don't use their data for critical insights, and I think it's a case that they want to, but they don't necessarily know how to use it. And I think that over the years, it's becoming quite apparent now that whatever industry you can pick it up on, that there's truckloads of data, and it's how they can utilize this data for better business decisions moving forward. And I think that if you guys have got real life experience of how you've and success stories of where you've taken customers on a journey. So it's it's extremely powerful. But obviously you're not just data, are you? You're still working on lots of digital projects.
Yeah, we've actually, definitely. We've actually just rebranded. So if you go to our website, infinityworks.com, you'll see our brand new branding out there. And we've actually now managed to fully define what it is we actually do. So we specialize not only in data engineering, but full stack engineering, cloud adoption, mobile engineering. We've just launched what we call lean managed services, which is a new way of doing sort of managed services. And also user research and UI and UX. So yeah, kind of expanding quite a lot, and I think it's interesting times. And just touching on the data, I think if you go back a couple of years ago, a lot of companies went through their digital transformations where they were bringing technology and, in quotes, the business closer together to try and drive valuable outcomes. And I think data was kind of left behind in, you had an SA or a DBA sitting in the corner doing some stuff. And I think now, data transformation is a big thing moving forward, and trying to bring data-driven decisions and data-driven design back into that wider digital transformation program is definitely the next stage of evolution in that.
No, good. What does the future hold for InfinityWorks? So obviously you opened, was it the Edinburgh office was the last, the most recent office that you've opened?
Yeah, we opened Edinburgh, I think, probably about 18 months ago now.
And is it a case that obviously, you guys looking to, obviously, industry dependent and see how we go, but you guys looking to kick on and to continue your growth?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we've had a fantastic 12 months. We've 2020, although COVID's been there, it's not, touch wood, it's not impacted us as a business. We're still recruiting, we're still growing, we're still getting new customers, and we have some great relationships with our customers. I think the future for us is going to be, really honing in on our service offerings and continue to attract great talents, continue to do really interesting work, and helping our customers really try and drive value. And that's where the future is going for us, definitely.
No, awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. As somebody who's got a very soft spot for the business, I'm going to be watching how you guys kick on, I guess, over the next 6 to 12 months. It'll be very exciting. But I think that, like I say, your core area of expertise is well positioned to help businesses coming out of COVID, not just with obviously your kind of technical knowledge, but obviously kind of helping in terms of delivery of projects, which I think is going to be a real need as well. So listen, Rich, thanks a lot for your time. Really appreciate it, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.
Yeah, no worries. I look forward to hopefully grabbing a pint with you in person soon.
Let's hope so. Looking forward to it.
Cheers, Ben.
All the best.